Hello, we are Nothing But Thieves, and these are our 5 essential tracks.
I'm going to choose Grace by Jeff Buckley.
There's not much to argue about that, right?
What are you saying?
I think it's one of the best. I think that's the song we wish we all wrote, but we're just not good enough to do it.
And I feel left around my name. So easy to know and forget with this kiss. And not afraid to go.
I think we're at least 10 years off that.
I think it's optimistic to think that we'd ever be able to get there, but yeah, he's good, isn't he? He's got great hair as well.
Yeah, hair inspiration. Also, so we wrote for ages in Dom's garage for the first album. We were just trying to figure out who we were as a band, and I remember showing Dom and Conor Jeff Buckley, and it was a real inspiration moment where we figured out where kind of Conor's voice, which we've always used as more of an instrument in Nothing But Thieves sound, where that would fit into rock music, and it was a big moment for us, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I first heard that, I was immediately changed my scope of music and influence, and vocally I just wanted to be like that constantly, and it's still to this day it's like my biggest influence. So.
And did it alter the way you use your voice?
Oh, absolutely. I really appreciate in singers who, like Joe said, use it as an instrument, and there's so many timbres to your voice, good wear, their musical GCC music that was, that you can use that I don't think a lot of people experiment with, and listen to Buckley, and then obviously Robert Plant. I think those two of the biggest singers who express through the use of their voice, and for us it was a big one.
It was a toss-up for Conor as an inspiration between those two and Justin Hawkins from The Darkness.
And Britney.
Because they're sort of the...
That's just my toned stomach.
That's a nice bouquet.
Yep. It's like the ideal sort of festival, isn't it, that lot?
They're like the four corners of singers, aren't they? Like Jeff Buckley, Robert Plant,
Britney,
Justin, and the other one you said?
Justin Hawkins.
I believe in a thing called love.
Exactly. Can I talk about my song?
Yeah, sure.
So this song means a lot, not just to me, but to the band, and actually, in fact, I think it encapsulates music and the embodiment of it within the UK. It's a song it was released in 2011, so a fairly recent song. It's called Oceans by a band called Coasts.
We fell in love right by the ocean. Beat all our drums down on the sand. What a smile.
This song is not only lyrically inspiring, but I think musically it literally is a standout piece of art that can only be challenged by that of Picasso and the Beatles. And if you listen to it in your sleep, you do cry, and also if you're awake you cry. And some people don't wake up after, and that's not out of choice. But this song is something that, for me, has sort of shaped and characterised our band in ways that we could never have imagined. It's been a tool for the blueprint of the band, and I just hope that nobody ever notices we've been ripping them off from day one.
I can tell a lot of the other guys would like to continue on this.
What was their reaction? I was too busy getting
Well, you
lost.
really touched them. There were a lot of emotions. Obviously.
Do you know that song?
I don't know that particular song. No. By Coast, I know Modern Love, and the follow-up to that one.
Why? Right, next. Do you want to talk about something, Phil?
Not even going to say anything.
It's really hard to follow such a important one for us. But I'm just going to go for my inspirations, what inspires me musically. it'd be Hard to Explain by The Strokes. Yeah, Strokes are a massive influence for me. I just think they're just like the coolest band, really, and amazing songwriter. Every component in there is there for a reason, and Hard to Explain was the first track I heard from them, and I put it on now, and it just gives me such joy. And I mean, I don't know when Is This It was released. It must be like 2000. So like how old is that? Do you know what I mean? And I still listen to it like.
They made it seem so simple. I mean, every Stroke song, when you first hear it, seems like the most simple song ever.
Yeah.
But the way you describe it, it's like there's so many layers to it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so it's a really big influence for me, even now. So.
Wow.
I agree.
I agree with your choices, especially Dom's.
Or is it me?
Yeah.
I don't want to steal the show.
Hey y'all.
I think we got our headline.
I haven't really thought of this. Don't really know what I'm going to choose. So I'm gonna have to go with. No, I'm gonna go with Between Angels and Incects by Papa Roach, just because it's a
Banger.
gnarly riff at the start. And in the video, cockroaches come out of Jacoby's mouth, and I thought that was cool when I was a kid.
I remember listening to that when I was like 10, and I felt it was naughty because it was very emo and depressing.
Yeah, still there, man. But yeah, that's it. Price out.
Hello. It's not an influence track, but I think because Iggy Pop is here, there's a track from the new album which, when I first listened to it, I remember I was on an aeroplane and I was trying to find you, and I was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, this track, I was on an airplane like this, like, oh my God, what's going on? It's Paraguay by Iggy Pop.
And I won't stop to say goodbye, Paraguay.
Oh, it's like the coolest track. And the lyrics at the end, fantastic. And I think really poignant for the age that we're in. It's all about the information overload and how he said it makes him sick and it's our fault kind of thing, which is really funny. Yeah, amazing track. Love that song.
Conor, I have a question for you.
All right.
As the singer of the band, do you listen to other singers of any kind of genre, and does it inspire you?
Yeah. Why are you asking me this? He's the interviewer.
Because I'm curious.
Yeah, I grew up on like blues and old school R&B, I guess. So I'm influenced by like B.B. King and Ray Charles, but not really for the music, but for the way they push themselves vocally and with their performance. You feel everything about it, and that's really influenced me. But and like I said, alongside my actual influences for our music, which are Tom York and Buckley and Robert Plant. I think R&B singers back in the day are so expressive. You know, Aretha Franklin is one of the most expressive people, and that definitely influences me. But it doesn't influence our music, you know. So that's your answer.
It's quite a good answer, that.
It is. One final question for each of you. Do you remember the song that you heard when you knew I want to be in music?
Yes.
This has got to be my life.
Yep. Do you want to go? Okay, we'll go round. I watched the video for Black or White by Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
My baby on a Saturday day, but if I go with you, you never the same. Now I believe in miracles, and a miracle is happening tonight. But if you're thinking about my baby, it don't matter if you're black or white.
With Macaulay Culkin at the start, like playing his guitar through a ridiculously big PA, and there was just something about that made me think, yeah, that'd be cool. And then you realise it can't happen, and right.
You know mine. Go on.
I do know Joe's. Joe listened. Well, his dad used to drive him a lot to like fencing and stuff. Joe used to like stab people with like these foils or whatever they're called. And
It's a lance.
And he played him. He played him for the first time through what's the album?
One by one.
One by one. And All My Life comes in. It's a G power chord. That was an uncanny reference, and basically the that riff sort of made Joe go, do you know what? We're not going to fencing now. Turn the guitar around. Just turn the guitar around.
He used the opposite end to use as a foil.
And then Joe became the man he is today. So there's that.
I was quite lucky. I have two older sisters, and they introduced me to loads of music when I was quite young. And I remember hearing Nirvana, Nevermind, when I was really young, and I just, yeah, it's cliche, but it's also amazing. Like, I mean, are you denying that Nevermind's not? Is that how we can have this conversation?
No, we'll do it later.
You sure? You sure? Feel like you're going to make a pop about Nirvana being cliche? Are you sure? Should we talk about Coast again?
No.
Anyway, yeah, so that's what made me want to get into music.
Again, I don't really know. What was that first big Hearsay track?
Pure and simple. Pure and simple.
That was impressive and quick.
No, yeah, we'll just go with Hearsay, Pure and Simple. That's all I got left.
It's funny, really, that it was AC/DC, I want to be a rock and roll singer, which is quite a cliche.
Gonna be a rock and roll singer. Gonna be a rock and roll star. Gonna be a rock and roll singer. I'm gonna be a rock and roll.
But I remember hearing it and being like, that sounds like fun. It was like, grow my hair out long, leave my parents. That was the lyrics. I was like, yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, I can't do it, but that was my one.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mike.
And I'll definitely go check that costume.
Yeah, experience it, and then you'll sort of reevaluate your whole life and all the decisions you make, and even that jumper
This
you're
is a
wearing.
turning point.
Mate, it's going to change everything about you.
I can't wait.
Mate, honestly. I can't say any more now, Mike. Stop it.
Thank you. You're dismissed.
Hello, we hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like and favourite and leave a comment if you want.